What's up, metal fans, and welcome to the very first episode of Metal Unleashed! This is my very first episode, so I wanted to start things off with one of my favorite genres, which is thrash metal. Today I'm going to review 5 essential thrash metal releases from 2020. Now these are all purely based on my opinion. I didn't get anything from any lists or ranking sites or anything like that. This is just stuff that I love, stuff that I think is deserving of being in a top 5 or a top 10. They aren't in any particular order, although I did rate each one based on a scale of 1 to 5. So remember, like I said, purely this is all just based on my opinion. These are just 5 of the best albums that, they're just amazing albums, incredible albums. I feel they're essential to anybody's thrash metal or metal collection for that matter. If you guys like the video, don't forget to click like. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more to come. We'll be talking about more vinyl releases, CDs, digital media, which is kind of something that a lot of people don't do. They don't talk about digital media. There's a lot of stuff out there on things like Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, Spotify. You've got so many outlets with so much great music, and it really gives you an opportunity to, before you purchase something, to actually listen to it and see if you're really going to like it, before you go out and shell out the 10 or 15 or 20 bucks for the CD or for the vinyl. These things aren't cheap anymore, and none of us are rich, so, yeah. So it's really, for me, also, I drive all day for my job, so it's a lot easier for me to just hook up into Amazon Music and just put on a playlist and just listen to albums. It gives me a chance to listen to a lot of new things that I haven't listened to. That way I can do reviews on it. I listen to a lot of vinyl. I really love vinyl. I had never been a big vinyl collector until recently. I really dig all the colored pressings, the splatter, the gatefolds with all the extra stuff in them. You got really killer artwork on a lot of these albums. They come with all the lyrics. They got a lot of information. Some of them even come with posters. You also get a digital download with probably 75 or 80% of the albums that you buy, you're going to get a digital download with, which is great. I've got a huge digital media collection. We're talking over 2,700 artists, and we're going to go through a lot of that stuff at a later date, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and start with the 5 essential thrash metal releases from 2020, and to kick things off with, we're going to start with the latest release from Onslaught, which is Generation Antichrist, and this is the 7th studio album from these guys, released on August 7th, 2020 on AFM Records. This one right here is really cool. This is a limited edition vinyl. They printed 500 copies. It's pressed. It's a gold vinyl pressing. It's just really great looking record. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here in a second. Really digging the cover on this thing. Pretty cool looking. Just the usual on the back. It's got all the songs labeled. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard of Onslaught before, these guys are a British thrash metal band. They were formed in Bristol, England in 1982. So these guys have been around for a minute. This would be their first album to not feature Cy Keeler since 1989's In Search of Sanity. Cy Keeler is no longer in the band, and they have a new vocalist by the name of Dave Garnett. I don't know much about Dave Garnett. I haven't done really any research on him yet. All I know is that he's got an amazing voice. He fits perfectly with Onslaught's type of music. You guys definitely need to get this one. Listen to it. It's going to knock your socks off. This is an incredible album. It's really raw. aggressive, super heavy. I mean, solid vocals from Dave Garnett. This is just a must-have for any thrash metal fan. So we'll go ahead and talk about a couple of songs on here. We start off, you've got an intro, Rise to Power. You know, no vocals in that, just a small, like, minute and a half, 2-minute intro. Jumps right into Strike Fast, Strike Hard. Now this definitely strikes fast and strikes hard. This is just a dope song. I mean, this thing, I think they should have started the album off with this rather than the intro, but, you know, the intro is pretty cool. But yeah, Strike Fast, Strike Hard. Just really in-your-face, aggressive, really catchy, great hooks. Follow that up by Bow Down to the Clowns. Another great song, solid, just takes you right into the next song, which is Generation Antichrist, which is just another one of the best songs on this album. I mean, every song on this album, in my opinion, is just incredible. Addicted to the Smell of Death, Empire's Fall, Religious Suicide. Now this is a song that is worth the price of admission for this album. You know, this is one of those songs, you know, some people may not agree with the lyrical content and everything, but it's basically, you know, you guys got to hear it. I mean, it's that good. Just incredible. So go ahead and show you guys. This is a gatefold. You know, got all the lyrics inside, which is a normal, kind of a normal thing for gatefolds. Got all the lyrics. Let's check out this cool gold pressing here, and there we go. Sorry about the glare on there, guys. I'm still trying to iron some kinks out here with my recording and everything. And this is my first video, so it's kind of like a test. You know, I'm going to see how everything comes out, and then make some enhancements and fix a few things for the next video. But yeah, as usual, you got your little center sticker in there that you can't really read it for shit, but you know, who's looking at that when you're listening to the album when the thing's spinning anyways. So yeah, really nice gold vinyl. Really great album, like I said. If you've got a chance, you know, pick this up on. I really recommend you pick this up on vinyl. I'm out of every way that I've listened to this, which has been vinyl, which has been CD and digital media. I gotta say, vinyl is the best for this album. I mean, it sounds so great, and I love Onslaught. I mean, they're just an incredible band, you know. So definitely, if you have not checked them out, check them out. Definitely go out and buy Generation Antichrist. Sick album. I went ahead and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 for a rating. It's just that good. All killer, no filler. Yeah. So let's jump into our next one, which is from another great band. You got Sodom, Genesis 19. This is a 16th studio album released on November 27th, 2020 on Steamhammer Records. This is limited edition 180 gram vinyl. It's a smoky white swirl. I'll go ahead and show that to you guys here in a second. You can see the artwork on this thing is just dope. I really dig it. I think it's really cool. Now for Sodom, these guys have always been a trio. This is the first time as a quartet. They brought back Frank Blackfire, one of their original guitar players. He hasn't been on anything since 1989's Agent Orange, so it's great to have Frank Blackfire back. It really just adds to the band having two guitarists instead of one. A lot more solid sounding, a lot heavier. It's basically everything you expect from Sodom. You know, these guys have been around since 1981. They're from Germany. You know, Tom Angel Ripper has been the only constant member over the years. So, yeah, there's been some changes, and for the good, sometimes for the bad. I've always stuck with Sodom. I just one of my favorite thrash bands. I love these guys. This is the songwriting on this album is just is amazing. The guitar work is incredible. Really, just a solid release from these Teutonic thrashers. Talk about a couple of songs here before we go ahead and open this up and show you guys how cool this really looks. Another one starts off with an intro, Blind Superstition. Really, just a really cool intro. Jumps into Sodom and Gomorrah, which is one of the best songs on this album. I really dig that song. You got Euthanasia. Genesis 19, the title track, is really catchy. A lot of catchy riffs in it. Really great hooks. Great vocals from Tom Angel Ripper, just on everything on this. You got Glock and Roll, The Harpooner, Dehumanized, Occult Perpetrator, Waldo and Pigpen, Indoctrination, and Friendly Fire. Another one, guys, all killer, no filler. And you're going to hear me say that about a lot of albums because really, a lot of the stuff that's coming out nowadays, especially from these older bands, it's just amazing content. I mean, just blows away some of the stuff that they've done in previous years. So here is our smoky white swirl. Kind of hard to see. Once again, I apologize for the reflection in the record. Still working some kinks out, but yeah, this is really cool. I mean, it just basically looks like you can see some of the smoky swirl in there. Yeah, really great pressing. I really dig how a lot of these record companies now are doing this stuff. I know it doesn't mean much to some people, but to me, I really into aesthetics and how things look, and so I definitely love the way the Sodom album looks. This is going to be another 4.5 out of 5. Another all killer, no filler, just amazing album. Gatefold, got a picture of the guys in here. Yeah, so that's about it on Sodom. I think I've added everything. I want to add one more thing. These guys over the years have sold over 8 million records. They're one of the best-selling thrash metal acts of all time. So if you haven't heard of Sodom, listen to anything by them, definitely it's time to get out from underneath that rock and start listening to some Sodom. Yeah. So anyways, we're jumping into the next one, which is going to be from Warbringer, Weapons of Tomorrow, the 6th studio album released on April 24th, 2020 on Napalm Records. This is a strictly limited edition, nothing special about it. It's just black vinyl. So, you know, I'm not going to show the vinyl. You've seen one black vinyl, you've seen them all. So, these guys are an American thrash metal band, formed in 2004 in Los Angeles. These guys are just really modern thrash sound, great lyrics, killer riffs, amazing solos, just everything you would expect from a great thrash metal band. It's just reminiscent of a lot of old school from back in the early days, you know. So if you like bands like Slayer, Sepultura, Destruction, Venom, Creator, you'll definitely love this album. It just jumps right in. It starts off with Firepower Kills, which just definitely kills it. This is an amazing, fast, hard song. Jumps into the Black Hand Reaches Out, Crushed Beneath the Tracks, Defiance of Fate, Unraveling, Heart of Darkness, Power Unsurpassed, Outer Reaches, Notre Dame King of Fools, and Glorious End. Yeah, like I said, this is just straightforward thrash. If you love the early 80s stuff, definitely going to love Warbringer. These guys know how to bring it. Just killer album. This is another gatefold. You got a picture of the guys in there. You got the lyrics. Like I said, it's a black vinyl, so really no reason to show the vinyl, but even on the sleeve, you've got some cool little graphics on there. Yeah, so it's definitely definitely cool looking. This is absolutely a 4.5 out of 5. You know, spent a little bit of time coming up with the ratings. Never really rated albums before, but you know, I kind of feel like I wanted to go ahead and do that to give people the opportunity to know how really, really good these albums are. So yeah, Weapons of Tomorrow, Warbringer, definitely check this album out. Dope as hell. Another all killer, no filler, guys. This is just amazing. So jumping into the next one, we've got Havoc 5. This is a 5th studio album from these guys, released on May 1st, 2020 on Century Media Records. Nothing special about this, just a black vinyl. Really cool, kind of strange looking graphics, but you know, here again, I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, you got both sides here. And these guys are American thrash metal band. They're formed in 2004 in Denver, Colorado. The drumming on this record is just amazing, amazing. The vocals are what you'd expect from Havoc. The guitars are on point. It's just like a trip down thrash memory lane. I mean, there's so many sounds that are reminiscent of the old days. Kind of funny about this album, it starts off with a song called Post-Truth Era, and when I first heard this, it kind of made me laugh because it's very reminiscent of the beginning of Blackened from Metallica's And Justice for All album. It's got that kind of guitar solo that it starts out with, and then it jumps right into the song from there, and it's just kind of hard and heavy and goes on. You guys got to hear it. It'll make you laugh the first time you hear it, but it's great. I mean, you know, every once in a while you're going to come across songs that are going to kind of sound similar, you know, and every time that happens it kind of makes me laugh, but it end up being great songs, great albums, great artists. So yeah, that's Post-Truth Era. Jump into Fear Campaign, Betrayed by Technology, Ritual of the Mind, Interface with the Infinite, Dabsog, which is a like a little interlude, really cool interlude. Phantom Force, Cosmetic Surgery, Pampuchism, Emergence of Death, and Don't Do It. Like I said, this is just a black vinyl, so I'm not going to show the vinyl on this. It does come with you've got the lyrics here on the insert. Picture of the guys on the other side. So yeah, Havoc, if you guys have not checked them out, you should definitely check them out. Oh, there's another, whoa, I didn't even notice this. I guess this is like a, wow, cool little poster that comes with it. I didn't even realize that. So there's something else for me to add to my wall of posters. You can see behind me I got the 2 Sodom posters that came with a couple of CDs. Yeah, this album is just awesome. All killer, no filler. Another 4.5 out of 5. You know, you guys probably wonder, well, why isn't he rating something 5 out of 5? Well, really got to be like absolutely like. I mean, these things are on the verge of 5 out of 5. It's just, sometimes it's there's so many things that you need to base your ratings on, and it gets hard, you know, to rate things sometimes. But yeah, definitely you can pick this pretty much up anywhere. I got this on Amazon. You can get it at Amazon, Target, Walmart, Discogs.com. So definitely check this out. Check out the previous releases from these guys too. Amazing band, and they're just keeping it real and solid and heavy, and I love these guys. Just amazing. So, we get to our last album here, and these guys have been around for a while. This is Heathens, Empire of the Blind. This is going to be their 4th studio album that was released September 18th, 2020 on Nuclear Blast Records. American thrash metal band. They're from the San Francisco Bay Area, formed in 1984. So these guys have also been around for a minute. This is their first album in 11 years. First release on Nuclear Blast. And these guys, this band has always been kind of like a side project. You've got the 2 touring guitarists from Exodus, Craig and Loom and Lee Altus. You know, they spent a lot of time with Exodus touring, so this is kind of, you know, just been a side project for these guys, but it's always been great. I mean, out of all 4 releases, there hasn't been one bad release from these guys. I mean, everything has just been killer. And I'll be doing a lot more reviews on Heathen albums to come. So, sound on this thing is just raw, thrashy. The vocals just absolutely rip. I mean, they're just clean, nice, clean vocals. The recording is just, and the engineering on this thing is just incredible. This is like everything you expect from a great thrash metal band. A lot of great songs on here. This is also a limited edition. It's a they only printed 1,200 of these, and it's pressed on a red and black swirl. So we'll go ahead and pull it out and show it to you here in a second. Let's go ahead and just show it right now before I talk a little bit about the songs. You got 2 records here. Here's a gatefold picture of the guys. I'm just going to show you one record. There's 2 in here. They both look exactly the same. No point in pulling both of them out. We'll try to keep the touching down to a minimum. But yeah, here, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I know it probably looks kind of black, but it's a red and black swirl vinyl. A little bit of reflection in there. I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah, this is a really cool looking vinyl, and I don't think you guys can really see it that well in here, but yeah, definitely an album that you need to check out if you haven't, or if you haven't heard of Heathen. Very reminiscent of these kind of Exodus-y sounding. I mean, and for good reason. I mean, you got the two touring guitarists from Exodus, and of course, it's gonna have similar sounds to it. You know, it's kind of hard to get away from that. This album was released to a lot of positive reviews. You know, I haven't heard anything bad about this. A lot of great songs on here. This Rotting Sphere, which is an intro. You've got The Blight, the title track Empire of the Blind, Dead and Gone, Sun in My Hand, Blood to Be Let, In Black, Shrine of Apathy, Devour, A Fine Red Mist, The Gods Divide, and Moments of Ruin. You know, it's hard for me to just pick one song that I really love off here because I love them all. They're just a great recording. Everything is just clear. You can hear everything. The vocals are clear. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves is vocals that you can't understand what the guy's saying. I mean, you know, and you get that with a lot of death metal and everything. Kind of difficult, so it kind of irritates me sometimes. But I kind of prefer the. I still like growling and screaming, but it's got to be audible. I got to be able to hear what they're saying. You know, it just makes the experience that much better when you can understand what the guy's saying. But anyways, yeah, this is something else that I've listened to on vinyl, I've listened to on CD, I've listened to on digital recording, and I must say that I think the vinyl sounds the best out of everything. Just so much detail with vinyl. You get just it makes you feel like you're in the studio. You know, when you're listening to vinyl, it's like you feel like you're sitting there just with the guys and listening to everything as they're recording it. But yeah, really great album. I really hope these guys, you know, they've been around since '84. I really hope they stick around a while longer. kick out another couple more albums because they definitely have it in them. Great songwriters, just great group of guys. All killer, no filler, folks. Yeah, so pretty much can pick this up anywhere. Amazon, Target, Walmart, Discogs.com, wherever you want to get it. I definitely recommend that you pick this one up. Sorry about that. Yeah, so anyways,